midfield, down the near side sideline to the 30, the 20, the 10. They're not going to get him. It's a Robert C. Byrd touchdown.
Welcome to Robert C. Byrd High School. This is Flying Eagle Basketball on the RCBSN network, where you're always on the Eagle. Tonight, a Friday night, the last night of the regular season in boys basketball action, Jonathan. The Indians from Bridgeport come across 79 on 50 to do battle in the Birdcage, and hopefully it will be an interesting game.
Yeah, what a way to end the regular season. Friday night at home against your crosstown rival. And, you know, we were at the last game early in the season when Robert C. Byrd traveled over to Bridgeport. And for the most part, the Indians walked away with a win. But I would say for the first three quarters, it was pretty much dominated by the Flying Eagles. So I'm excited to see this matchup here again tonight.
Byrd was definitely on in the first three quarters of that game. They took it to the Indians. They had a double-digit lead much of the game. Just couldn't sustain there at the end. So we'll see if anything has changed through the course of the season tonight here at the Birdcage. Robert C. Byrd 9-11 on the season. Bridgeport 16-5. So RCB started out slowly. They went to the middle of the season. They won 4 games in a row, 4 out of 5. Lost a couple here. So they still may have not found themselves, and they'll be looking for that tonight. Yeah,
and we've kind of hit on it all year, and it's kind of been the story of the Flying Eagles. They're such a young squad. There's a lot of talent there, but it's such a young squad that sometimes, you know, you can do the right things, but sometimes you have to learn how to win, and sometimes with young players, that's very difficult. Sometimes you always want to say, don't beat yourself, make the opponent beat us, and sometimes down the stretch, Flying Eagles make a couple of small mistakes here, and it ends up costing them at the end of the game.
And those are growing pains, is what you're referring to.
Of course, you know, Bridgeport's coming into this contest. They've lost 2 of their last 3 games, so and they played some pretty tough competition. Last loss coming against Fairmont Senior. So Bridgeport's also, you know, looking to get another win here to end the regular season.
Always a heated rivalry here and anywhere between the Indians and the Eagles. We'll take a break and be back. Welcome back to the Birdcage. I'm John Griffin, along with Jonathan Griffin. Our producer tonight, Stephen Kennedy, sitting in for David Oliverio. On Tuesday of this week, our boys freshman basketball coach and assistant varsity boys basketball coach Ryan Lance was tragically killed in an early morning accident. Both the Liberty School community and the RCB community were devastated. As teachers and students, and more importantly, human beings, we are still trying to make sense of this tragedy. His passing leaves a void in the faculty at Liberty High School, where he was a journalism teacher, and in the coaching profession as an assistant football coach. He will be missed, but at the same time remembered by his students and players. The faculty and staff, along with the students at Robert C. Byrd, offer our sympathy and condolences to his family and the community of Liberty High School. Robert C. Byrd High School observed a moment of silence before tonight's basketball game in memory and in honor of the life of Mr. Ryan Lance. May your memory fly like an eagle and be as strong as a mountaineer. So just about set for the opening tip. Let's take a look at the starting lineups real quickly. For the Flying Eagles, as usual, we suspect Anthony Barbario, number 11, a 5'10 sophomore. Logan Boyce, who got hot there during the middle of the season, had a 32-point game in the Parmar shootout, a 5'11 sophomore. number 0, Cam Newson, number 2, Manny Holmes, and number 1, Carson Bennett. And expected to see significant playing time tonight, number 3, Riley Dickerson, and number 33, Sincere Newson. For the Bridgeport Indians, they'll likely go with number 25, Jack Spatafor, a 5'10 junior. Number 2, Landon Sanders, a 5'11 junior. Number 35, Ben Bafano, a 6'1 senior. Number 21, Phoenix Sickles, a 6'1 junior. And number 34, Rowan Michael Ellis, a 6'3 senior. Bridgeport's coach is Dave Marshall. They are assisted by Grant Burton. And, of course, the Flying Eagles are coached by Basil Lucas and assisted by Justin Noble. So a good crowd on hand here tonight, a good student section for Robert C. Byrd and also for the Indians. And the students turn out for this one no matter what, Jonathan.
Yeah, again, at the end of the day, this is one of those games where, you have them across all levels, different sports. Throw the records out. The records don't matter at the end of the day with this one. It's who can get a win here tonight.
So a win would go a long way to boost RCB's confidence, and it could work the other way for Bridgeport if they can't get out of here with a win tonight.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting, again, to see, it's going to be a hard-fought battle between both teams. I'm going to, Robert C. Byrd's probably going to want to push it a little bit more, a little faster pace than what Bridgeport wants to play. But Bridgeport will push it as well at times. So we'll see who can kind of dominate their style of play here, and again, who can walk away with a victory here tonight. Bridgeport's looking to sweep the series this season, and Robert C. Byrd's looking to tie it up, split it 1-1.
At this time, we will let you listen to the national anthem and the introduction of both teams.
sophomore, number 1, Carson Bennett. At forward, a 6'1", 150-pound sophomore, number 2, Manny Holmes. And another forward, a 6'1", 140-pound sophomore, number 3, Riley Dickerson. And the rest of the Flying Eagles, Robert Seabird's head coach is Master Local, assistant defensive coordinator.
So just one change in the starting lineup for the Indians, and I may have had that wrong myself, Jonathan. Ashton Curry will start in place of Rowan Michaelis, or Michael Ellis, I believe it's pronounced. Apologies to his mom and dad. So it looks like Phoenix Sickles, the 6'1 junior, will jump at center court for the Indians. Carson Bennett, the 6'3 sophomore, and that's a gracious. That's a gracious 6'3. We'll give him 6'2. I have him listed at 6'1, but I'll say he's 6'2. He'll jump, and we're just about ready to get started here at the Birdcage. Tip is controlled by the Indians. They'll set up shop to our right. RCB in the man-to-man defense. Bridgeport will run a number of sets and some motion tonight. And there is a 3 straight away by Phoenix Sickles.
Yeah, good-looking shot there by Sickles. Wide open, too. Really uncontested 3 to get the scoring here early for Bridgeport.
And in this day and age, you can't leave the three-point line uncontested. Here's a strip and a steal by Curry. He'll take it the length of the court drive in, has his shot blocked, and we'll have a jump ball, and that's going to go to the Eagles. Tie up there between number 25, Spatafor, and Riley Dickerson.
Yeah, good job there by Dickerson fighting for that loose ball. He did a good job in the last homestand for the Flying Eagles. Had 7 rebounds in that game, so Riley's coming on strong here, hitting the boards.
Riley Dickerson also a starter tonight for the Eagles instead of Cam Newson. Here's Holmes at the top of the key. Robert C. Byrd looking to keep that ball from sticking, and a turnover. Holmes just lost it. Bridgeport will push up. Here's another 3 out of the corner. No good by Sickles. Rebound. Bafano, he puts it back up. Can't get it to go. And we'll have another tie-up between Bafano and Holmes. And this time it'll stay with the Indians in their possession.
Yeah, and going back to that first early season matchup, Manny Holmes was a big mismatch in that game. Bridgeport had a tough time, so look for Robert C. Byrd to, that last possession was a turnover, but they tried to utilize getting Manny going one-on-one.
So the Indians lose the ball. Boyce comes up floor with it. Won't be hard to miss Boyce tonight. He's got a pair of fluorescent lime green shoes on.
Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
Green.
Here's Boyce putting the ball on the floor. Little up and under, a scoop shot, can't get it to go, and the Indians control the boards. So no second shots tonight yet for the Eagles. Here's a steal by Dickerson. He's going to go length of the court, put the shot up, can't get it to go, but he does draw the foul. That will be on Spatafor. It'll be his first.
Yeah, and really good job here early on in this contest by Riley Dickerson. Really playing with a lot of energy, attacking the boards. He's been somewhat hesitant this year early on, just being a sophomore, but he's really starting to come on as this season has come along.
And as we see, as a sophomore, that's a shot you miss, but as a junior, hopefully he's going to convert that and get the three-point play. He does make the first shot. And second shot is good, so a good-looking free throw both times from Dickerson. Here's Robert C. Byrd in the press. Bridgeport breaks it. Bafano down low, puts a shot up, gets his own rebound, scores on the putback. 5-2, the Indians ahead, 5:40 to go. First quarter, the Birdcage.
And Bafano's already got 3 rebounds for the Indians, so the Eagles are going to try and have to keep him off the boards, especially for those second chance shots.
Going to have to put a body on him. Holmes is going to put the ball on the floor. Guarded well by number 2, Sanders, Landon Sanders.
Robert C. Byrd doing a good job this possession, being patient and running offense.
They are. Spacing could be a little bit better for the Eagles, though. And that's something that Coach Lucas works on in practice. And here is a near, should say, looked like Barberia was going to go to the basket, but he was cut off defensively. Here's a crossover move by Boyce, trying to get in the lane, puts a shot up, and really had to work for that, but gets it to go.
And that
nice work by Boyce.
And that might have been the longest offensive possession of the year for the Flying Eagles.
Very well.
And a good one because it ended up in points.
Yeah. Here is a push down court by Curry. He can't get the shot to go. Rebound Indians. Bufano has it, and he's going to be fouled going to the basket. So another rebound there offensively for the Indians.
Yeah, a lot of second chance points in this early contest here for the Indians. So again, if you're the Flying Eagles, you're going to do a better job of really limiting them to just one shot. Do a good job, box out, and come away with the rebound.
Barberio picked up his first foul. And now here is a pass off the Indians, out of bounds to the Eagles.
Yeah, and we've talked about it. This is the last regular season game of the year, but both teams are kind of jittery right now. Bridgeport's got 3 turnovers here in the first, and Robert C. Byrd's got 2, and now just committed another one.
And there's a bad pass by Barberio. Not necessarily by Barberio, but just miscommunication between him and Carson Bennett. Bennett probably didn't have the correct position there, and the Indians turn it over down on the other end. Just under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. And neither team looking very good offensively in the opening minutes.
Yeah.
And here's Holmes putting the ball on the floor. A good, strong move. Goes to his right hand and scores the bucket.
Yeah, really good job of Manny crossing that lane and getting that ball up to where nobody else could really contest him.
Here's the Indians on the offensive board. That's a rebound and a putback by Bufano, his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, Bufano's got 4 rebounds and 4 points so far in this contest. He's done a lot of the heavy lifting here for the Indians.
And he does heavy lifting in the weight room, apparently, from the way he looks on the floor. He's going to be a load for the Eagles tonight. Held ball will stay with the Eagles. So Dickerson will inbound the ball, baseline. And now we're going to have a timeout. And there's some discrepancy over the...
Yeah, I don't...
Okay, there's some discrepancy over the...
Yeah, they're talking about the possession error.
Yeah.
I think it was right because early in the game there was a tie-up. Bridgeport got the ball. There was a tie-up. Riley Dickerson was a jump ball.
Yeah.
Then a little bit later, there was another tie-up with Bufano and Manny Holmes, and then it went to Bridgeport. So this should stay with the Flying Eagles. We'll see.
Yeah. And, of course, the arrow is pointing to the Indians right now, but you really have to go to the book for the correct ruling, I should say. So we'll take a quick timeout. So the ball does indeed stay with the Eagles, and the Indians will get the next one. We're sure of that. So Robert C. Byrd looking to score off the inbounds here. Good defense by the Indians. Barberio will set the offense. Bridgeport in a man also as well. Boyce now with the ball with the bright green shoes. Here's a pass inside to Bennett. Still can't get possession of the ball. So They've been trying to work that ball into Carson Bennett a couple times, but he's got to come to the ball more.
Yeah, and that's a good job by Buffano, just being stronger and coming around Bennett and causing that turnover there.
And if you look at the two players side by side, there's no question that Buffano is the stronger player. Here's Sickles putting the ball on the floor. Maybe a charging foul, no call. Buffano with another rebound, puts the ball back up, can't get it, gets another rebound, puts the ball back up. Sickles this time can't get it. You're missing a lot of shots inside, and finally Carson Bennett says enough. And the Indians, I know Coach Marshall's frustrated with that. They've got to convert on those.
Yeah, 3 offensive rebounds in one possession, and you can't score. That's tough.
And here's again a pass inside to Carson Bennett. He can't control it, but gets it back to Dickerson, Dickerson, for his first bucket of the night.
And that was great adjustment in the air by Dickerson to kind of go give a pump fake and go up.
Yeah. 8-7, Eagles ahead, 1:48. Here's another 3. It's going to roll around and bounce out by Sickles. Rebound, Carson Bennett. He'll push it ahead to Barbario. And that's one thing that the Eagles haven't been able to get going tonight yet is the transition game, Jonathan.
Yeah, and a lot of that's been those second chance points and second chance rebounds that Bridgeport has been successful with so far tonight, and it's really limited the transition game for the Flying Eagles.
Here's Boyce putting the ball on the floor. He'll drive in, looks to get rid of it. Here's Holmes with a deep 3, and it's good. Didn't look good from the outset, but it looked good going in.
Yeah, it was a good job there. Logan Boyce getting in to the heart of that defense, jump stopping, finding Holmes for a wide open 3.
Being able to draw the defense and kick it back out.
And again, we've always talked about shooters, it's much easier shooting inside out. When the ball's inside and comes out to you, it's just a much easier shot.
Yeah. 11-7. And here's a 3 from the corner by Buffano, so he can hit the 3-pointers too. Cuts the lead to 11-9. And I think they called that a 2, possibly.
Yeah, it looks like they did call that a 2.
It's a long 2. Here's a drive by Holmes and a block by Buffano. Down court, we've got a foul. It's going to be picked up by Barbario, his second, team second. So that was a bucket in transition potentially for the Indians.
And that was a good job by Barbario of really hustling and not giving up. You just really, with that being his second foul here in the first, now you got some concern because you don't want him to pick up a quick third one, easy one here in the second quarter. So we may see him sit down, and he does.
So Logan Sanders misses the first of 2. And indeed, they do get him out, like you said. Levi Cochran, number 14, will check into the lineup for the Eagles. Second one is off the mark for Sanders, so he's 0 of 2. Can't control the initial rebound. And the Indians having their way on the offensive glass.
Yeah, and that was another offensive rebound for Buffano. That's his 6th rebound here already in this game, and we're still got 11 seconds in the first.
just a lot of missed opportunities and small mistakes, like you talked about at the opening of the broadcast, being committed by both teams.
Yeah.
3 seconds, and the Indians don't realize the time on the clock. Desperation 3 at the end of the game, and Coach Marshall, end of the quarter, Coach Marshall not happy with that. So a good competitive quarter, 11-9, the Eagles on top. Back inside the birdcage, the Eagles on top, 11-9. Apparently there's a spill in the Robert C. Byrd cheering section. See Principal Eric Post down there with the mop and bucket. Blackout, again, the theme tonight for the RCB student body section, and a whiteout is the theme for the Bridgeport student section. So Bridgeport will get the ball to start the second quarter. Ashton Curry will bring it up, and a nice looking cut by number 30. And I don't have a 30 on my roster, so we'll get a name on that real quickly.
That was a good find by Curry there. And
Great
really
pass.
kind of pick on Levi Cochran, who just kind of checked in the game, fell asleep, and got an easy bucket off of a back cut.
That is Anderson McDougal. Only a freshman. That's probably why he wasn't listed on the roster. And here's a nice drive inside by Riley Dickerson. Can't get the shot to go, and that's a shot he's got to make, but Robert C. Byrd does control the rebound and he get the foul. And it's going to be on number 30, McDougal, his first. And that'll put Dickerson at the line tonight for 2. First shot is around and out. Score knotted at 11 here. Dickerson set for the second one. It's up and it's good. So Robert C. Byrd, 3 of 4 from the line tonight, 75%. That's healthy.
Yeah, doing a much better job of stepping to the line and knocking those free points down.
Here's a drive and a clean block by Boyce. Curry thought he had a bucket, but Boyce with a great play, and now another great play at the other end. And Holmes is going to step into a 3, can't get it to go. Rebound high in the air, Cam Newson. He'll put it back up and can't get the bucket to go. Rebound number 30, McDougal for the Indians. Nice look down court by McDougal to number 34, Rowan Michael Ellis for his first 2 points of the night. And the Indians take a 1-point lead at 13-12. 6:31 to go in the second quarter.
And that's really a good job by the Indians there of kind of pushing that in transition.
Yes.
You don't see them do that a whole lot, but when it's there, they'll take advantage of it.
Here's another good drive by Holmes to the bucket. Can't get that to go, but Holmes is being more aggressive going to the bucket tonight.
Yeah, and if you're Coach Lucas and the Eagles, you'll live with that because he's being aggressive and he's getting to the basket. So hopefully those shots are going to start falling.
Here's Spadenforth the drive, and there's going to be a tie-up. A lot of tie-ups tonight early on.
Yeah, that's the 6th turnover in this contest by the Indians. Robert C. Byrd's committed 4 themselves. So, again, still some jitters, and also some jitters, but also both teams are playing really, really good defense. It's both man-to-man. They're up, not a lot of room. So when there's loose balls, both players are having a shot to go get it.
So Cam Newson going to check in for the Eagles for the first time tonight. Cochran still in there for the Eagles. Here is Cam Newson putting a shot up. Can't get it to go. Gets his own miss. Going to kick it out. And they're just not having any luck posting anybody against the Indian interior tonight. Here's a drive by Newson. Can't get the shot to go. Wanted a foul. Probably a good call. Yep. And Anderson McDougal, will bring the ball back up court. The freshman puts the ball on the floor, goes to the basket, and draws a foul. So good-looking move by the freshman.
Yeah, and the Flying Eagles, they're doing a really good job of getting into the heart of that defense and getting to the basket. However, the Indians are doing a great job of really collapsing that defense and making those layups difficult. So if you're the Flying Eagles and you're Coach Lucas, you want to tell those guys when they're collapsing like that, look out. Somebody's going to be open somewhere.
So McDougal steps up and he converts the first free throw. Set for the second. And it's up and good. And here is a turnover, careless, by the Eagles, and they're going to have to eliminate those tonight.
Yeah, and that's one of those turnovers that it's, Bridgeport really didn't force them into that. It's just, a pass, an inadvertent pass that you shouldn't have thrown.
They're on pace for too many turnovers tonight. Junior Smith going to check in for the Flying Eagles here in 1 minute. The next dead ball. Sickles at the high post. He's going to wheel and deal. Step into a shot blocked by Cam Newson. Boyce comes out of there with it. And good job by the Indians to get back in transition. Might have had a pass to a cutter, but chose not to give it up. So they'll run their offense. Here's a flare screen for Holmes. He'll put the ball on the floor. He's going to try to get in there. And the Indians doing a good job collapsing on him when he does drive. And here's Sincere Newson losing the ball.
I'll tell you,
got to be stronger with the ball.
And the officials are letting them play.
They are.
There's both ways so far. There's a lot of reaching going on, but so far the officials have let them go and haven't called it. So
you are exactly right about that. Here's a three out of the corner from Sanders. His first points of the night. 18-12, Indians sprint out to a 6-point lead. And Robert C. Byrd is going to call a timeout. We'll take one along with them and be back after this. Getting set for the end of the second quarter here. 3:57 to go at the Bird Cage. It's a close game early on, Jonathan, but some quick points there by the Indians in the last few minutes, and a lot of that courtesy of McDougal, not only scoring but pushing the ball.
Yeah, and if you're the Flying Eagles, you kind of want to stop this bleeding here. This next 3:57 is going to be very important to try and get back within striking distance here going into halftime.
Yes. So the freshman, Junior Smith, will run the point for the Eagles now. Here's a drive, and looked like it went out of bounds off a Bridgeport player, but they're going to say it was just a bad pass, and that's another turnover for the Eagles. Just way too many turnovers
that's
so far tonight.
7th turnover by the Flying Eagles. The Indians have 7 themselves, so again, both teams kind of being careless with the basketball.
Yeah. Ashton Curry at the controls for the Flying Eagles. And it's going to be a 5-second call.
And again,
that's going to be caused by Riley Dickerson.
And that's twice in this contest where back-to-back possessions for both teams have been turnovers.
Yeah. Carson Bennett with the ball, top of the key, over to Newson. Near steal, and Boyce is going to put up a three, and that's exactly what you're talking about. His shot was open. It may only be for a second, but it was there, and he had to nail it.
Yeah, and when there's their Indians are playing good defense, you've got to take those open shots when they're there.
And here's a 2 on the other end by Sickles. 15-20, 2:53 to go, second quarter at the Bird Cage. Logan Boyce with the ball, Dickerson with it. Here's a drive, and Cam Newson puts the ball on the floor. Probably shouldn't have driven that way. Nothing really there. And he's going to lose the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, and the Flying Eagles right now, they're trying to Bridgeport, when Robert C. Bird's running a lot of down screens, and they've always run a lot of screens, but right now what's happening is the Indians are doubling the guy with the ball, and right now that ball, they're trying to split that double team, and it's causing, the balls are just kind of flying everywhere, and it's causing tie-ups and turnovers, and, Cam Newson tried to do it just there and lost control of the ball, and then unfortunately it goes out of bounds.
You're not going to win many battles 1-on-2. And here's a near steal by Dickerson. So that's twice that the Indians almost have turned the ball over. Good pressure by the Eagles.
Yeah, and
Full court.
And I thought that should have been a foul on the Indians there. It looked like Dickerson had the right to that ball, and it looked like he was kind of held there.
And here is Curry just dribbling through 3 defenders. That can't happen. And on the other end, Bufano gets the bucket. Here's Junior Smith driving to the bucket. Gives a pass for Bennett. Not quite ready for it. And the Indians take over. And on the other end, a strip by Cam Newson. So double-digit turnovers for the Eagles, just not the recipe for success.
Yeah, it's really hard, especially when you're playing a team that plays really good, sound defense. You're losing possessions and you're losing shots.
There's a nice cut by number 25, Spatafor. Can't get it to go. Rebound, Robert C. Bird. Dickerson at the top of the key. Just has not been able to get around his man tonight for the most part. He'll kick it to Holmes. To Newson. Newson going to try to put the ball on the floor and drive. Just nothing there, though. He'll give it off to Junior Smith, who's going to be fouled going to the bucket. So the foul's going to be on number 30, McDougal, his second. Team second. And that'll put Junior Smith at the line tonight for the first time. He'll get 2. Not a lot of fouls being committed tonight.
That's just the 6th foul between the two teams called tonight. So, again, the officials are letting them play.
So Smith misses the first one. He's set for the second one. Bridgeport with a 7-point lead. That shot's up, and that is good, nothing but net. Pressure again by the Eagles. The Indians handle it this time. Had a little bit of trouble last time getting the ball in, but no problem now. Minute 30 to go. 6-point lead. And Smith playing that hard trademark defense. And here's a shot by Bufano, blocked by Sincere Newson. Off to Smith, down court. He'll drive in, loses the ball. He's trying to get it out and lost it, but now he maintains it. Loses it again, and just some sloppy basketball going on right now. And we've got a player down. That is Riley Dickerson. And I believe they called the foul on number 2, Landon Sanders. That's his first, team third.
Yeah, Riley took a pretty good shot there and lost his shoe in the process. I'm not sure where he got hit at.
We were watching the ball, not the player.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, we'll take a break and be back after these messages. Back inside the bird cage, apparently Riley Dickerson was okay, but a lot of attention was being given to him. They were looking at his left leg. He lost his shoe in the process of the play.
Yeah, good news is he got up and really didn't even walk off on his own. He kind of trotted off on his own, so looks like he's going to go in the locker room, maybe get something taped or get reevaluated, but he looks like he's okay, which is a good sign because so far he's had a pretty good ball game here tonight. 2 rebounds, and he's got 5 points so far and an assist.
And as a player, you never know, especially a young player, if you've really done something serious or not. Here's a nice drive and a pass by Smith to Carson Bennett. Looked like he might have got fouled, but he should have made that shot.
Yeah, really good find there by Junior Smith, getting that to Bennett in good scoring position.
And that was really the first positive penetration they've got against this Indian defense tonight. Here is Curry with the ball again. He'll kick it out to Spatafor. Can't get it to go. And Bafano has it go out of bounds off him. Just under a minute, 40 seconds to go. 6-point lead.
We'll see if what the Eagles want to do here, if they want to kind of hold for the last shot.
I think that's what I would do, given their panache for turnovers.
Unless you get an easy look or a give me, run your offense.
I'm not so sure that I just wouldn't have had Junior Smith dribble it out there with nobody guarding him. And here's another drive by Holmes, just not there tonight against this Indian defense. And Curry's going to take it all the way down court. Can't get the layup to go, but he does draw the foul with 13 seconds to go. It's going to be on number 5, Junior Smith. And that's what we're talking about. You don't run the clock down. They get a turnover, go back down, get a foul.
Yeah, that's worst case scenario is what happened there for the Flying Eagles because it also turns into points now for the Indians.
And Curry makes the first one. He'll get the second one. And second one is up and good. It didn't want to go in, but it did.
That's what you call the shooter's roll.
Shooter's roll. Here's Smith putting the ball on the floor, kicks it out to Boyce. Boyce wants a 3, now steps into a jump shot and can't get it to go. Gets a put back at the buzzer, but it's no good either. So the Eagles, close early on, find themselves down by 8, 24-16 to the Indians from across town. We'll take a break and be back after these messages. And joining me will be RCB Student Council President Maggie Brackman. So we'll be excited to talk to her when we return. Back inside the birdcage on the last regular, well, not the last regular night of the season, but the last Friday night, the last game for Robert C. Byrd. They find themselves down by 8, 24-16. So hopefully they can mount a comeback. Joining me now is Robert C. Byrd Student Body President, Miss Maggie Brackman. And do I have to refer to you as Madam President?
I would prefer it that way,
Okay, all right, very good. So thanks for joining us tonight. And talk just a little bit about some of the things that the Student Council does at Robert C. Byrd.
Well, we're responsible for most of the pep rallies. We're behind a lot of that with help from Miss Mack of the show choir. We do All the fun things like homecoming and prom, that's us. Powder Puff, that was a new thing we started this year. The Bird Miss Assembly for Christmas, that's one of our pride and joys. But a lot of the fun things around here, and also service projects such as like donation collections, that's also us a lot of the times too.
I remember you recruited myself and Coach Lucas for the Powder
did.
Puff game, and I was a little worried about how it would go when you said, well, we don't need to practice. But it turned out great. It was a great afternoon. The student body went over to the field, and you raised money for a good cause.
Yeah. That was the first time we've done that here at Bird, and one of my closest friends is actually my vice president, and we just saw some people do it on the internet, and we were like, wow, we want to do that. And we did it, and the football team was so helpful, and they let us use their old jerseys, and we got the flags and all of that good gear from the athletics department, and it turned out really well.
It really did. Good job putting that together. So what were some of the other service projects that you talked about that are more community focused that you do?
Well, coming up, one of our members, Paris Barker, I believe she was on here last week, her 5K, that is our service project for March, so a lot of us officers will be out there helping with that. And then every year in April, we do a cleanup for Earth Day, mostly on campus. We're really excited for that. And we do a lot of, in the winter, we'll collect blankets and we'll make them ourselves on occasion. And we'll collect for Angel Tree. At Christmas time, we make boxes for that, and we adopt a Christmas child.
So why were you interested in student body politics, if you will, at the high school level? What's your draw to it?
I'd always been interested since like elementary school, so I've just always known that I want to do it. And then when I watched High School Musical and Troy Bolton did his graduation speech, that's when I was like, I've got to do it. And then last year, one of my closest friends was the body president, and I just always have to one-up him. So it's just a sign I had to do it.
And you've been a member of student council for all 4 years, I presume.
Yes, I've been my grades president.
Good.
Every year.
And talk a little bit about what your plans are for next year.
Ooh, next year I'm going to college. Not really decided where yet. Hopefully somewhere near D.C. because I would love to join the world of politics and hopefully end up on Capitol Hill. So I'm still waiting to hear back from a lot of my favorite schools, but
you know that's a messy business, politics.
I do, but I'm prepared. I'm ready.
And I'm not going to ask you where you lean or how you lean, whether you lean left or right. I think I know, but that's not important now. So that 5K is coming up.
Yes.
I would never have dreamed of trying to put something on like that. When I was in high school, that requires a lot of work, a lot of prep work. Okay, and you want to give the people listening any information about how they can get in touch with you or the school? Should they just call the school?
There are flyers posted all over town. Paris Barker is hosting it. You can find their links to it, I think, on the Clarksburg Post.
Okay.
They did an article on it. WBDOY posted something about it. And I think she has a QR code up on
I believe
those
she does.
somewhere. Yeah.
Good. All right. Okay, well, we look forward to you all having great success with that.
Thank you.
And for the end of the year, and hopefully it's been a good 4 years for you
It
here
has,
at
yeah.
Robert C. Byrd. That's good to hear. So I guess you took our advice, and you are going to actually try to go out and change the world then, right?
I'm hoping to, yeah.
Okay. Well, Maggie, thank you so much for joining us here tonight.
Thank you.
Good luck with the rest of the year and the student body and the student council.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back with the start of the second half after these messages here on the RCBSN Network. Back inside the birdcage, the Indians on top, 24-16, 8-point lead. Just in the first half, Jonathan, a couple of stats. It didn't seem like it, but you said that there were 9 turnovers apiece.
Yeah, both teams had 9 turnovers in that first half, so both teams a little careless with the ball. Bridgeport much more dominant on the boards. They finished with 13 rebounds, while the Flying Eagles had just 7. So, big discrepancies, in the rebounding battle so far. Turnovers, we'll see what that plays out. I'm sure both teams and both coaches probably stressed about taking better care of the basketball in this second half. But for Robert C. Byrd, they've really got to do a better job of keeping the Indians off the boards, especially second chance rebounds and second chance points. Buffano, he's got 6 rebounds alone, so he's almost out-rebounded the entire Flying Eagles by himself here.
And I thought the boys on the Byrd basketball team really did a job of handling the situation this week, losing their coach, their assistant coach, in such a tragic way. And they came out and they played well. They played hard. They didn't seem to be affected by it when you would think they would have all the reason in the world to be affected by it.
Yeah, you would hope, if they're going to be affected by it, you hope it motivates them a little bit more. And so far, it looks like it has done that a little bit.
So Barbario will start the game second half for the Eagles, but they just get torched on a nice backdoor play. Really not hard at all for the Indians, and the Eagles are going to have to play much tougher defense.
Yeah, and that was a give-me layup by Jack Spatafor, and that was his first 2 points of the contest.
Yeah. that just can't happen. Here's Boyce giving it off to Newson, who will start the second half. He drives in and puts a shot up, can't get it to go, bothered by the Indian players.
Yeah, and Indians are starting to push it a little bit more here.
Here's a 3 by Buffano, no good, and it's going to go out of bounds. Official was going to call that a 3, but it looked like his foot might have been on the line.
Yeah, that was right here, right in front of us, and his toe was definitely on the line.
So all for naught. We don't have to worry about it now. So Barbario will bring the ball up court. Eagles down by 10. Here's a drive by Newson, and that drive is just not going to get anywhere tonight. Long 3 by Boyce, fading to his right. His second 3-point of the night.
Yeah, and right now the Eagles, they come away with points in that possession, but just too much one-on-one dribbling right now.
Right, and that's a really hard shot, even though they made it. Here's a 3 out of the corner by Sickles. But Buffano gets the rebound. He's fouled promptly by, I believe that's on Dickerson, or I should say Holmes. That'll be his first, team first. So Buffano will step to the line, and his first shot is in and out. He'll get the second one. And it's up and it's good. So Buffano 1 of 2 at the line.
Buffano's got 9 points and 8 rebounds so far here in this contest.
Quickly approaching a double-double. Carson Bennett now on the perimeter. Off to Boyce. Over to Barbario. RCB being more patient, and they're having to have a little bit better spacing.
Yeah, they've done a better job of spacing so far this possession, and there hasn't been a whole lot of dribbling.
Here's Newson putting the ball on the floor. He'll step back, pull up 2, and it's good. So he created a little bit more space that time.
Yeah, and dribbling is not bad, especially if you have a mismatch, but you've got to be able to you want to be able to dribble with purpose towards the basket. You don't want to just dribble just to dribble.
Yeah, 1 or 2 dribbles to put the ball on the floor to get the bucket. That's all you should really need. And here's miscommunication on the part of Curry and another Bridgeport player, and they'll turn the ball over. It'll go back to the Eagles. No rush for the Eagles. They can take their time. They're only down by 6 early in the third quarter here at the Birdcage. Newson putting the ball on the floor. He'll step back for 3, and it's good.
So they've so far, Bridgeport's given a little cushion to Cam Newson because his athletic ability, his ability to get to the basket, and they're giving just a little too much space right now. So Newson's doing a good job of taking one dribble, step back, and he's pretty much wide open.
Here's a drive by Sickles off the glass. Nice-looking shot, goes for 2. Yeah, and the Indians have done a good job with the help defender and cutting off that drive by anybody that gets into the lane for the Eagles tonight. And the thing we've noticed, they have moved Carson Bennett. He's in the high post on the wing now.
They're running a lot of screens off of Bennett and kind of putting him right at the top of the key there.
Here's a kick out to Holmes, and he makes a 3, his second 3 of the night. So nice penetration by Carson Bennett, and kicks it out for the 3. The Eagles cut the lead to 2. Here's another 3 blocked out of bounds by Newson. Yeah, good hustle.
Yeah, great job there by Cam Newson. He was kind of out of position, but he didn't give up. Ran hard to the ball. Didn't get into the shooter to cause a foul, and got a piece of that.
Here's Schaefer putting the ball on the floor, and Sickles is going to step into a 3, his second 3 of the night. So the big man playing well on the perimeter.
Yeah,
they list him as 6'1", but he looks 6'2", 6'3". Here's Newson with another pull-up. It's good. So Newson catching fire tonight.
Yeah, Newson starting to feel it a little bit here in this third quarter.
And the scoring and the pace has picked up now. Bufano in the lane. Good job by Carson Bennett to bother him. Boyce comes out of there. Pass ahead. Great looking pass to Newson, and he's going to lose it out of bounds. So that's good job pushing the ball in transition. And from our angle, I couldn't even see where the cutter was going.
They got that ball to Newson, but he was running out of ground there.
Yeah.
That baseline was coming up fast, and I'm assuming he lost control of it and must have went out of bounds off of a Indian player.
Obviously, Boyce saw him because I did. Get the ball inbounds to Barberio. 3-point game. 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Here's a drive by Newson, cut off by Schaefer. Boyce will put the ball on the floor, and he's trying to get around his man. Does, but he throws it right into the defense. So good help defense by the Indians, and that's a drive that just wasn't there. Here's Schaefer driving the ball, and he loses it out of bounds.
And early on here in this third quarter, and we've talked about it a little bit, the officials have really let them play in the first half, and that's kind of, a lot of times that changes as the game gets closer and closer to the fourth, but they've still continued to let them play, and the players are still trying to adjust to that a little bit.
Here's Barberio off to Bennett. Newson with the ball. Wants to drive, but has no lane. Now will come off a screen. Stutter step over to Holmes. Boyce with the ball. And they'll kick it inside to Newson. And a good post, nice patience. And Newson gets the 2.
Yeah,
nice turnaround jump shot.
And that's a really good job of Newson because a lot of times, especially with him, he's got the size and the ability to play underneath. But a lot of times when you get those skilled players, they want to rush it when they get inside there. He did a really good job of establishing, taking one dribble, and then going up and finish for the easy 2.
And you can almost see how impatient Cam Newson is when he's dribbling the ball. He just wants to go, but he's a sophomore. He's got to learn patience, but it's getting better tonight. So Riley Dickerson, who was injured in the first half, checks back in. Long 3 by Spatafor. No good. Rebound Holmes. Tries to make the cross-court pass to a cutting Barberio. Good idea, but I'm not sure Barberio was in position to do anything with it if he'd have caught it.
Yeah, and it was really a 3-on-2, and if Manny would have just held up, he had Boyce in the corner right next to him, and that's what Coach Lucas was saying. He's like, I understand, Manny, what you were going for, but you had the easy pass was right here in the corner, and it probably got Boyce a wide-open look.
So Dickerson will inbound the ball. Dangerous pass. Boyce is going to try a deep three. It's short, and it's going to be off the Eagles. Carson Bennett fighting for the ball.
And that was a deep three there by Boyce. That was a heat check if that would have went in.
1 point game. Minute to go in the third quarter here. And more miscommunication on the Indians.
Yeah, that's their third turnover here in this third quarter, while the Flying Eagles just have one.
McDougal trying to pass the ball, and the cutter just wasn't ready. He thought he was going to cut out, but he was going to try to make a back cut. So RCB really controlling this quarter, Jonathan. Had a nice run. They withstood some points by the Indians on what was really an easy bucket to open the third quarter.
And Indians have went zone here.
Here's Boyce with another deep three off the mark. Rebound the Indians. That one looked better, but it was just a little bit too deep for Boyce. Here's another deflection by Dickerson.
And the Indians have went zone, I think, to try and help a little bit more with that penetration for the Flying Eagles. But the Flying Eagles have really kind of caught fire here. They've missed their last 2 threes, but prior to that, they had made their last 3. Yeah. So we'll see if that zone, sometimes, zones open up clean looks for shooters.
Yeah, opens up the middle. Here's a deep three by, I believe that was Sickles himself. Can't get it to go. Rebound's going to be long and bounce out of bounds, and the Eagles will take possession. So I would say they're going to hold for one shot here, Jonathan. 40 seconds to go, down by 1. Dickerson with the ball. 30 seconds to go. And the Eagles are going to be indeed very patient here on this last possession where they could possibly take the lead. Under 20 seconds. Barbario in no hurry.
Now let's go. Phoenix, back out.
Coach Lucas giving instructions. 10 seconds. Barbario with the ball. Back to Dickerson. He puts the ball on the floor and throws the ball inside, and it's going to be stolen. And back down court go the Indians on a possession in transition. And Michael Ellis had a ball. Good defense. I think Coach Marshall wanted to foul.
Yeah, but that was great hustle by Logan Boyce, and it looks like I don't think it was a foul. It looked really clean from my point of view.
Yeah, it's hard for us to tell. So again, the Eagles foiled in an attempt to get the last shot of the quarter. 4:10 on the clock. It's going to be a catch and shoot, and indeed it is. And they're going to say the bucket doesn't count.
I'd like to see that replay again.
Yeah.
That's tough. I don't know with 0.4 tenths of a second if you can catch the ball, land, and then go up.
Yeah.
So.
And they are indeed going to say the bucket is good after the officials come together and talk about it. Too hard for us to tell, but they are going to give him the bucket. And I believe that was Sickles that got the bucket. So the Indians get a quick one at the buzzer. They are up by 3, 34-31. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after this. back inside the Bird cage. So ironically, well, I don't know whether it's ironic or not, but Bird gives up 2 easy baskets, one at the beginning of the third quarter and one at the end of the third quarter. And those 4 points could indeed be the deciding factor in a game this close, Jonathan.
Yeah, really 2 easy buckets there for Bridgeport as they go into this fourth here with this lead. And we'll see what the Flying Eagles can chip away.
Bird found a little bit of a rhythm offensively there in the third quarter, thanks to Cam Newson. We'll see if he can keep that going. Bird being very patient, trying to set up a screen for Boyce. No, he's going to dribble in, put the ball on the floor, get to the basket, blocked by Sickles, out of bounds. It'll stay with the Eagles. And it's hard to get a step on the Indians tonight. They played really good defense. They've had help defense there when they've needed.
And they do a really good job of that secondary defender being able to see his man and the ball. And they do a really good job of that, of sliding down and bringing another defender, especially when a player is coming towards the basket.
Points hard to come by both teams tonight. Here's Boyce in the corner. Nice pass inside to Carson Bennett, and he puts a little hook shot up. So good-looking offense there, and Bennett's first 2 points of the night cuts the lead to 1, 34-33. Here's Michael Ellis at the top of the key, and a 3 deep by Spataford. No good, controlled by the Eagles. Carson Bennett in there doing the rebounding work.
Yeah, and the Eagles have done a much better job limiting the second chance points and the second chance rebounds here in this third and fourth quarter so far.
Here is Cam Newson on a drive, pull up and jump shot, foul line extended, and that's going to be Robert C. Bird's first lead tonight, 35-34. So Newson catching fire now. Found the rhythm.
This is 11th point of the game.
Barberi is going to pick up a foul, his first, team first. So the Indians are going to call timeout, and Coach Marshall is going to obviously set up something for Newson defensively because he's killing them right now. We'll take a break and be back after these messages. .6:24 left to go. Eagles nursing a 1-point lead, 35-34. And a win tonight for the Eagles would be huge, Jonathan, heading into the postseason.
Yeah, it would be, you're talking about, a confidence builder heading into postseason play would be huge. Because, again, we've talked about it all year. The Flying Eagles are such a young team, and what this win could do for their confidence, beating, 16-5 Bridgeport team would really do dividends for the Flying Eagles.
Yes. So after the timeout, McDougal will step to the line. He'll get 2 shots, the freshman. First shot is up and bounces around and out. McDougal set for the second. And this one's good. McDougal 3 of 4 at the line tonight for Bridgeport.
McDougal's had a nice game off the bench.
He has.
5 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist as a freshman.
I looked at the roster to start the game tonight, and he was not listed on the roster as a player with a number. That's why I didn't have him down on my scorecard, but indeed he has come off the bench and played a nice game. Here's a turnover by Newson, driving in. Back down court are the Indians with the layup missed. And a fight for the ball. Good hustle by both teams. And again, no fouls, Jonathan.
Yeah, we talked about it during that timeout, me and you. There's only been 10 total fouls called in this contest between the two teams, and both teams have generally played man-to-man, and it's a crosstown rivalry.
Yeah.
So the officials have let them play here tonight.
And a lot of layups being missed by both teams. That last layup, that the Indians, they've just got to convert on that if you want to win this game. Here's Sickles putting a move on, and a nice penetration and a bounce pass to Bafana. So somebody lost their man there, and the Eagles give up an easy 2 points. Here's Newson, or I should say Riley Dickerson driving. He'll draw a foul. Foul's going to be on number 25, Spatafor, his second, team first. So Robert C. Byrd, when they drive, they've got to have success, and they've got to be able to draw those fouls and not turn it over. They've done an equal amount of both tonight. Inbound the ball to Boyce. He's been held in check tonight. 7 points on the night. And this game looking more and more like it's going to come down to the last possession.
Wouldn't expect anything else.
Nope. And here's a post up by Newson, and almost had him, not quite.
Yeah, he had a mismatch, and it took just a little bit too long for Bennett to notice that. And honestly, on Bennett's part, that would have been a tough, because he was stationed right in front of the rim there.
Not much room.
That's a tough angle to try and throw that entry pass into the post.
But that's what you're looking for, that type of opportunity to score on. Sickles kicks the ball, and now they'll inbound again to Boyce. He's got the ball, the foul line. Spin move, turn around, and that's his go-to shot that he's developed. Hasn't got it to go tonight, but he got it to go there.
Yeah, he's got such a nice, clean, fluent-looking shot, especially off that spin.
Here's pressure at half court by the Eagles, and a turnover almost by the Indians, and they're going to get a quick timeout by the Indians. So a flurry of action there. Good double team. Possible backcourt, possible travel.
I was going to say. I think the backcourt wasn't because the ball got tipped, but I'm not sure how there wasn't a travel there.
And I guess the only thing is they said he didn't have possession of the ball. So we'll take a break and be back. .442 to go here at the Birdcage. 37 all. Tight one here between the crosstown rivals. And Robert C. Byrd with good pressure defense, but the Indians beat it. And Spatafor gets the bucket. Back down court, it's Boyce putting the ball on the floor, driving to the bucket. Shot up and under, can't get it to go. Rebound Sickles. They'll kick it ahead to Spatafor. Off to Schaefer. And now here's a drive by Michael Ellis. He puts the shot up and good. So Robert C. Byrd maybe going to have to think about getting out of that trap because they've got burned the last two possessions.
Yeah, and they were trying to get the ball into McDougal, the freshman's hand, and running two defenders at him, trying to, he hasn't played a whole lot, trying to make the young player make a mistake, but he's done a good job so far.
Yeah.
Had the ball really both times in his hands when Robert C. Byrd brought those two defenders to try and trap him.
And now we're going to have a foul. Foul's going to be on number 30, McDougal, his third, team second. Robert C. Byrd inbounds the ball. Here's Newson with the ball. He's going to put the ball on the floor, has it knocked away momentarily, and it winds up in Dickerson's hands. He'll give it to Boyce. And here is a look at a three by Barbario, but he gives it up. Cross court to Newson. He'll put the shot up, and it's going to be hit the side of the backboard.
I thought he got hit on the arm.
Not sure, yeah. Not sure how that couldn't have been hit or misdirected, because.
And that's what Coach Lucas wants. He's saying.
Yeah, I mean, that ball hit clearly the side of the backboard, and that's just, the ball just doesn't, no matter how bad of a shooter you are, it just doesn't go that way. So maybe a missed call by the officials there. Bridgeport with a tenuous 4-point lead. Here is a trap. So Boyce turned him right into a trap with Riley Dickerson. Just couldn't come up with the turnover there. Schaefer at the controls, off to Beafor, or I should say Sickles. Back to Schaefer. Beafor with it on the perimeter now. Checked by Bennett. And now here's a drive by McDougal, or I should say, McDougal, yes. And we're going to have a foul on Boyce. Going to be his first of the night, team's second. So the Indians will inbound the ball underneath their own basket. Schaefer will be the trigger man. He'll get it in to Spatafor. And Spatafor is going to drop the ball, and he loses it. And just bad ball handling all around now by the Indians. And not sure even how to describe that action. Just a mad scramble for the ball. And foul's going to be on the Indians, number 21, Sickles, his first, team third.
Yeah, and
so the Indians making a lot of uncharacteristic mistakes ball handling, a lot like what the Eagles were doing.
Yeah, there's a little bit of too much ball handling, and it looked like Logan Boyce he hit hard and looks like he was bleeding. So they're going to, they should give him.
And it looks like they're checking.
Well, they're also checking Cam Newson now for some blood.
Yeah, Boyce is out of the game now, so apparently he went to get a Band-Aid or get cleaned up. We'll check on that and let you know if we find anything out. So Newson's going into the locker room, too, for something.
Come on, let's go!
So Robert C. Bird's going to have to sub a player in, and that's going to be in the form of Levi Cochran, number 14.
And I understand Coach Marshall saying let's play, but normally when there's blood like that, normally you get five. Yeah. There's usually a 5-minute grace period.
And I'm surprised if there's not blood on. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if there's blood on the floor, but probably not. I mean, you think the officials would check that.
Right there, Ben. Right
2 minutes to go. Time winding down. Robert C. Byrd on the short end of a 41-37 score here, down 4.
And the two kind of go-to guys in this contest are both out in Logan Boyce and Cam Newson for the Flying Eagles. So we'll look to see where the Flying Eagles try and go to.
And it's just a terrible time in the game to lose those two players. Here's Holmes putting the ball on the floor. He'll kick it out to Barbario, who hits a big three out of the corner. So there is another player stepping up, Jonathan.
Yeah, good looking, wide open shot by Barbario. Great kick there by Holmes to get it to Barbario, and a easy knockdown three.
So that cuts the score to 41-40, and a quick timeout by the Eagles after that. We'll take one with them and be back after this. Back inside the birdcage on a rainy night. 1:31 to go. 1-point game. Junior Smith is going to check in for the Flying Eagles. And now Cam Newson back on the court wearing number 55. So he did have blood on his jersey. We haven't seen Boyce yet. And we're going to have a kick ball. And it's going to stay with the
Get up here, get wide.
Indians. So full court pressure being applied by the Eagles right now. And here does come Boyce. He's got a massive amount of tape underneath his chin. So we'll see if he gets back into the game. Indians break the press. Minute 20 to go, 1-point game. Schaefer with the ball. He'll get it off to McDougal. And the Indians want to make Robert C. Byrd foul them in this scenario. 1 minute to go, 1-point game. Half-court trap by the Eagles, and they get it to Sanders, but he's going to be called for a walk, and indeed he did walk with the ball. Just caught the ball, didn't know what to do.
Yeah, and honestly, I think he was a little shocked at kind of how wide open he was, and he just took one too many steps before he reacted to dribble, because he was kind of shocked, I think, at how wide open he was going to be.
Yeah, he was.
So, and really, both teams we talked about it has really cleaned up their turnovers
They have.
in this second half. Robert C. Bird's only committed one in the fourth, and that's just the second one by the Indians.
1-point game. The Indians up by 1, 41-40, 51 seconds to go. Boyce is not on the floor. Newson is back on the floor wearing number 55. And I would say that Robert C. Bird's going to look for one shot here and win this game.
Bridgeport's in a 2-3, but it's almost a matchup man 2-3.
Yeah.
They're really extending it.
And I think Coach Lucas is going to call a timeout, and he indeed does that. He was standing right beside official Rick Fox, or I should say Rick Hill, and he does call a timeout. And he's going to take a full timeout. 25 seconds to go. We'll keep it right here. We don't want to miss any of the action.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles get it in to kind of see what Bridgeport wants to do, and I wouldn't be surprised because there's still 25 seconds left in this game if there's not another timeout taken by Coach Lucas to maybe call this timeout, see what they come out, if they're going to be in a 2-3, if they're going to be in man, call another timeout, and then put it in your final play to see what you want to do.
And I would say they're going to try to get something going to the basket, kick it out for a 3. Barbario just hit a 3. Manny Holmes can make the 3-point shot.
Yeah, and I think also if you're either team right now, especially the Flying Eagles with the basketball, you're reminding them that the officials have let you play tonight. So make sure when you go to the basket, don't look for a bailout call. Be strong with the basketball and try and finish, because the way it's been called here tonight, they're going to let them play.
And odds are you're not going to get a clean look at a layup if you're the Eagles, the way Bridgeport has played defense tonight. We'll see who's going to be on the floor for the Eagles. It doesn't look like Boyce is going to be back out there.
And I think that's what
he's standing up in the huddle right now, and he still has the bandage on underneath his chin. And now apparently we have maybe some blood on the floor. Or water on the floor.
No, it looks like it's blood because Coach Childers has water, and he's trying to.
Yeah. So he should have his wife out there, Janet. She is the medical professional.
You were right, though, talking about blood. I'm assuming that they probably just noticed that blood now, because that was very similar to where Logan Boyce hit his chin.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll take a timeout while they get things cleaned up here and be back after this. So we'll keep it right here. I'm glad our producer, Stephen Kennedy, who's doing a fine job tonight, didn't go to break because they came out of the huddle right as I said that. So Boyce is in the game now. He's going to press the ball or check the ball in. Looks a bit like Santa Claus with the goatee there. 16 seconds to go. Holmes with the drive. He's going to put the ball on the floor. Kick it out to Newson. Newson off the board with a 3. 9 seconds to go. Here's Barbaria with the drive. He's going to lose the ball out of bounds, and they're going to say it's going to be out of bounds to
like
the Indians.
Yeah, it looks like I couldn't really see it. Barbaria got that rebound and was going to the basket. I'm not sure if it got knocked out of his hands.
Again, no clean looks going to the basket tonight. 5.5 seconds to go. We'll take a timeout and be back after this. Back at the birdcage, 5.5 seconds to go. So a flurry of action there in the last possession for the Eagles. Indians couldn't come up with the defensive rebound. Robert C. Byrd had a shot. Barbario drove to the basket, lost the ball out of bounds, and that's where the Indians are going to inbound it underneath Robert C. Byrd's basket.
And there's only 5.5 tenths of a second left in this game, and the Eagles they're 3 fouls away from putting the Indians in the bonus. So it's going to be tough if the Eagles can even do that.
Yeah.
So
I'm not sure you could foul
obviously
3 times.
You're going to set up to go for the steal here.
And here is an inbounds, and they're going to say there's a foul before a steal.
I think there was definitely a foul.
Yeah.
But I think that the official couldn't see was, I don't know if the Bridgeport player necessarily had possession. I don't think he had possession of the basketball. It looked like he had kind of lost the ball on his hip or on his back.
Yeah. So 4.7 seconds to go. Bridgeport looking to inbound, and it's close to a 5-second call. So Robert C. Byrd with good pressure. And Bridgeport's going to take a 30-second timeout. We'll just stay right here with the broadcast. Tense moments here. And this is the way you want rivalry games to end, no matter who wins. If you're a fan of basketball, obviously we want the Eagles to win, and Bridgeport has their own set of fans.
Yeah. It's been a absolute great game.
Not the best played. Not the cleanest game, but it's been very competitive. Good action. Refs have done a good job letting them play. So 4.7 seconds to go. Schaefer will inbound the ball. Bridgeport sends a man long. They get it into Bafano, or I should say Spadfor. He's fouled immediately. 6 tenths go off the clock. 3.3 seconds to go. This foul is called on number 3, Dickerson, his second. Correction, that's on Holmes, his second. Team fourth. So Bridgeport's going to inbound the ball again, and one more foul, and they will be, or on this foul, they will be shooting if they can give it quick enough.
And I think if you're Coach Lucas right now, you're telling your players, don't let the ball get inbounds. Foul before the ball comes inbounds, so it doesn't run any clock off. Foul.
Yeah. And here's a steal by Holmes. He's going to drive to the basket. Shut up. No good. Off to the right. So they had an opportunity there. Coach Marshall catching his breath along with Coach Lucas.
Yeah, unbelievable job really a fabulous finish to what was a great game. And to me, it looked like it was good. It was just off a little bit to the right.
So a great job by Robert C. Byrd and Bridgeport alike to provide us with a thrilling game right here tonight. So Bridgeport wins it 41-40. We'll take a break and be back to wrap it up and look at the stats after these messages. Back inside the birdcage, the Eagles come close, but no cigar, and the Indians eke one out 41-40 in front of a good crowd inside the birdcage. Let's take a look at the stat sheet, Jonathan.
Yeah, take a look at the stats sheet. First, team stats. Bridgeport committed 15 turnovers in the ball game. Robert C. Byrd had 13 turnovers themselves. Individual stats, Phoenix Sickles had a game-high 12 points, led all scorers in the game, also had 4 rebounds and 2 assists for Bridgeport. Ben Bufano had a nice game. He had 10 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. Logan Saunders had 3 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound. Jack Spatafor held to just 4 points, 1 assist, and 1 rebound. Rowan McEllis had 2 points, 1 assist. And off the bench for the Indians, Austin Curry finished with 2 points, 1 rebound, and 2 assists, and the freshman Anderson McDougal finished with 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. Looking at the Flying Eagles, they were led in scoring tonight by Cam Newson, had a great game coming off the bench, finished with 11 points, had 1 assist, 1 rebound. Logan Boyce had 10 points to go along with 2 rebounds and 2 assists. Manny Holmes finished with 8 points, 1 assist, and 1 rebound. Anthony Barbario finished with 3 points, 2 assists, and 1 rebound. Carson Bennett had 4 rebounds, 2 assists to go along with 2 points. Riley Dickerson, who had the start tonight for the Flying Eagles, had a great game, had 5 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist. And Junior Smith had 1 point off the bench for the Flying Eagles here this evening.
So overall, Jonathan, really a competitive game, a rivalry game. Not the cleanest, but well officiated, hard played, good physical nature, and really a treat for anybody who likes, basketball and rivalry games.
Yeah, it was an absolutely great game here tonight, and what we taught, what you expect from a rivalry game. Throw the records out. Both teams came in, competed super hard. The fan bases had fun. There's nothing better than having a nail-biter, especially against a rival. And there's always going to be a winner or loser here, but I thought the Flying Eagles played excellent here tonight. Both teams were sloppy early on. They got better as the game got on, and I thought the officiating was really well tonight and let them play and really let the players decide the game rather than calls or officiating on the floor.
They did. Well put. So the Indians sweep the season series 2-0 for the Eagles, and Eagles had a chance in both games, but unfortunately couldn't pull out either one of those. So we're going to wrap it up. We want to thank our producer sitting in tonight, Stephen Kennedy, doing a wonderful job at the controls. And Robert C. Byrd will head into the postseason next week. They'll play at home on Tuesday against Lincoln High School, so you want to make sure you tune in for that. So for Jonathan Griffin, I'm Jonathan Griffin, reminding you that the Eagles lose it by 1, 40-41 to the Indians, saying good night, Doss.
Good night, Josiah.
And good night, everyone.